Good evening and welcome. I'm Vincent McCory. This is Africa 54. Tonight, we begin with early partial results from the Nigerian presidential election that show incumbent Muhammadu Buhari winning two southwestern states. Results released Monday by the Independent National Electoral Commission show the president winning the state of Ekiti with about 57% of the vote. Buhari also won a tight race in the state of Osun, defeating his chief challenger, Atiku Abubakar, by some 10,000 votes. However, Abubakar won in the capital, Abuja. More results are expected in the coming hours. Saturday's election was not free of violence, as civil society groups say at least 39 people were killed. INEC says it will reschedule elections in some parts of Lagos, Rivers and Anambra states where voting was disrupted on Saturday. There remains some uncertainty which districts were affected by the violence.
So, and what we're praying for is we don't want a fouling. So among the two political parties, my own opinion is when they win, anybody that win among them, we should congratulate each other. So we don't want violence in this country.
Well, political tensions were high last week as Nigerians prepared to elect a new president and parliament. During the campaign, President Buhari's All Progressives Congress and the main opposition People's Democratic Party, led by Abubakar, accused each other of attempting to fix the outcome. Well, despite dozens of people being killed in election-related violence, the head of the African Union Observer Mission, Haile Mariam Desalegn, former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, says the poll was conducted in a generally peaceful environment. For more Nigerian election information, let's go live to viewer Awa Umar, who is standing by in Abuja. Awa, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, now, of course, it has been said that the election went generally well, according to Africa Union observers, but we hear that elections were also cancelled in other places. So what are the reactions from citizens, especially given that others were not able even to vote and there was violence?
Yes, we had free elections, but in some areas like Lagos, Anambra, and Rivers, I think, there is violence. And then in Plateau, in two polling units in Plateau State, there is a misunderstanding between stakeholders. So the one in Plateau, they were able to cast their ballot yesterday, Sunday. And then in a press briefing yesterday with the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, said the day for the Anambra State and Lagos will be announced. The day they will cast their ballot will be announced. So I think that was a very fantastic judgment.
Yeah. Now, we have heard, this announcement that Buhari is leading in some parts of the country. But given how big Nigeria is up to this point, is it really very clear from INEC that Buhari is leading, or this is just speculation based on regional results?
Well, so far, it's only the results of 4 states was announced, that of Kogi, Osun, FCT, and Kwara. So we can't really say because, like I said before this election, we kind of have a vote divide because both candidates are from the northern part of the country, which share the same belief and the same culture. So we can't really say.
Now, we have seen violence in the areas in the south, including Lagos, but how was the situation in the northeast where people were concerned that perhaps there could be even more serious violence?
Well, there is no report of violence in the northeastern part of the country. I think the election was free, fair, and violence-free in the eastern part of the country.
Okay, and just finally, if you can update us according to what you know, at what time do we expect the INEC to announce what ideally should be like the final results, or at least a provisional result?
I think we should expect that maybe tomorrow morning, because the result announcement is still ongoing, while other states did not even bring their results. So it's still ongoing. We can't say, maybe it might reach tomorrow morning, I think.
And very quickly, how do they determine who wins? Is it a simple majority, 50+1?
What?
How is the person who wins determined? What is it they use to decide who has won? Okay. All right. I think we'll determine that perhaps by tomorrow. We talk about it. Hawa, excellent reporting. Thank you very much for being there for us today. And that is Hawa Umar reporting live from Abuja. Now, the week-long delays in the presidential election likely damaged some of the public's confidence in the voting process, possibly reducing Saturday's poll turnout. One Nigerian election observer shared his thoughts about the vote and particularly the violence.
It's very unfortunate. We have begun to raise this alarm since Friday, when in Bayelsa State, our observers, from the point of distribution of electoral materials, our observers noticed that some politicians have hijacked some electoral materials. And between that Friday night and yesterday morning, in a particular place called Basambri in Bayelsa State, in a particular local government called Ekremo in Bayelsa State, there were cases of assault on innocent citizens, on electoral officials and electoral materials by politicians who were aided by the security agents in uniform. We found a situation whereby even some security agents who were not on official assignment, many of whom were just security agents attached to monitor pipelines in the creeks of the Niger Delta, were hijacked by politicians and they were used against the people.
Well, for more insight on the Nigerian presidential election, let's go live to viewer Peter Clote, who's joining us now from Lagos and has been in the country for now several weeks covering this election. Peter, they had at least an extra week to plan this election again. What went wrong, especially in Lagos and the surrounding areas?
Well, Vincent, good evening. It is quite interesting here. There seemed to be an ethnic dimension to what is going on. The confusion started when area boys or known thugs went around saying that Igbos are not supposed to be allowed to vote. They said Lagos is for Lagosians and that Lagos is for Yoruba people, and that those who are Igbos seem to be for main opposition leader Atiku Abubakar, and that is why the confusion was there. There were a lot of outrage when they went round burning ballot papers, breaking ballot boxes, and chasing away voters whom they suspect or believe were supporters of main opposition leader Atiku Abubakar. However, the police or security agencies moved in quickly and tried to arrest the situation. That was the confusion that was left here in Lagos.
We just ran a sound bite from a person who interviewed election observer, a local one. He actually does seem to place the blame squarely on the security forces.
Yes, it is true. He accused the security agencies of sometimes colluding with members of the ruling All Progressive Congress. However, officials of the All Progressive Congress that I spoke with sharply denied the accusation. They said it was without merit and that all this was meant to tarnish the hard-earned reputation of incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari, and that his victory will be untarnished by the accusations.
Well, generally, people get, of course, very uncomfortable when an election is cancelled in their area. To what extent can that have an impact on the overall result eventually?
Well, officials that I've spoken here with said some of the disturbances are too infinitesimal, that is to say, too small for it to affect the outcome of the election. Approximately 80 million voters who went and chose whom they believe will best lead this country. So if there were a few skirmishes here and there, generally it wouldn't affect the outcome of the result. That is what is going on. However, opposition leaders that I spoke with are saying that the aim of the disturbances was to undermine or prevent them from defeating incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari, who appears to be gaining ground in a lot of places. Here in Lagos, he is leading with 130,000 votes. And you know, in Nigeria, Lagos and Kano are the main state, Kano being the most populous, followed by Lagos. So they say if you win Lagos and you perform creditably well in Kano, then it is almost certain that you re-elected, and that is what is happening in the camp of incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari at the moment.
Right, we'll be watching closely. Peter, thank you very much for your reporting, and stay safe. Stay safe, my buddy. And that's...
Thank you. I will try to be.
Okay, viewers, Peter Clotet reporting live from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.